The PuceMooose series was a breath of life into a dead world. It worked! Oh shit, did that work? It did! The PuceMooose series of mods for Fallout 3 included A Note Easily Missed, An Evening with Mr. Manchester, To Sleep Perchance to Dream, In the Shadow of the Swamp, and the Mantis Imperative. These mods are quite unique, being some of the most interesting, bizarre, and difficult content made for Fallout. However, they are so extensive in fleshing out the Capital Wasteland that a modded game of Fallout 3 is hardly complete without them.
Thank you, friend. You have given me the power to end this charade, to escape this prison of ruined flesh. As the wax to Icarus's wings, this bottle shall take me to my final reward, my final pill, my final drink. Thank you again for...
These mods have a specific gameplay style that focuses very much on the role-playing aspect of the game rather than combat. Most of the stories are conveyed through notes and written dialogue that ensure this mod will exclusively be enjoyed by those who want to read the content. The mods don't use the standard quest systems most of the time, and in a game that incentivizes players to just zombie out and follow quest markers, this has undoubtedly given the reputation that these mods are ridiculously hard. However, anyone who reads the notes and genuinely tries to solve the puzzles will realize that the challenges are usually more than fair. Not to be selfish, but what's going to happen to me up here?
My death, something I cannot bring about myself, may bring some small semblance of order to this place. In death I may be restored to my former self.
The writing is superb, and the author clearly was a talented writer in their own right, which certainly makes the long, verbose notes much more engaging to read. The characters often felt like real people that existed before the war, going beyond the typical tragic tales of their final moments before the bombs fell that is typical of Bethesda world building. There was even decent humor conveyed via the notes. One of the most refreshing things was the mod's bias towards progressive liberalism, one that was not without its flaws, but it's just really nice to hear stories that aren't trying to be excessively edgy and cynical all the time. The story even touches on sexism in the Fallout universe, something rarely acknowledged. We also enjoyed the reoccurring corporate characters, like the malicious Tiger Manufacturing.
Tiger suggests an upside-down pound cake, but you're free to decide on your own. That's part of the way Tiger does business, taking employee opinions into consideration, regardless of gender. 2. Finally finish my ancillary/cognitive deconstruction of Prouse within a budding grove. I have to get that done before Nancy's baby shower, or I'll never have the time to wrap it up before the end of the month.
Unfortunately, the reputation for difficulty is probably also due to how the mods always give the player a specific clue to the next step, and if anything at all goes wrong, the player can be lost or confused. There were multiple times we had to look up the next step, because we had no idea whatsoever, though usually we could figure it out. The ones we had to look up were usually because we missed something, but sometimes there was a logical leap that few people would likely ever figure out, like when we had to solve an incomplete chemical bonding diagram. In addition, the multitude of side quests were easy to go unnoticed unless the player knew to be on the lookout for them. And the side quests to upgrade the Tiger weapons were usually so tedious as to not even be worth doing. Let me see if these work. Okay, it worked.
Astute, inductive, reasoning, soldier, or should I say, Sherlock?
Ha ha, Mantis. But thank you for the recognition. Despite these flaws, these mods go a long way into making the Capital Wasteland feel like it had people that lived in it, and ironically less dead as a result. Whether the story you're reading is about the local gun manufacturer's draconian practices, the gaudy billionaire dying on his egomaniacal pedestal, a vision-impaired person surviving in the wastes, an introspective delve into an alternate dream realm, an expansion of Point Lookout's swamp folk, the horror of being buried alive, an artificial intelligence coming to terms with its purpose, or the world building of the Zayden homeworld, PuceMooose had you covered.
It's Christmas. I got the rest of them, took the Caspian, and finished it, one by one. Did you know that the Caspian makes ready-made meals? I didn't. But now I do.
And so we give the PuceMooose series a 8 out of 10. A compelling experience.